Jamie Zapata. It's J-A-M as in Mary, I-E. And it's Z as in zebra, A, P as in Paul, A, T as in Tom, A.
Love that. You spell your name a lot, right?
Yes. My name's Jamie. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I identify as a trans woman. I grew up here in San Antonio, and I didn't know any better, so I guess it was good. But when I grew up, I pretty much knew, probably from the age of about 3 years old, that I felt like a female, even though I was assigned male at birth. And so I pretty much wanted to have girls' toys and girls' clothes and play with, all my friends, I wanted them to be girls. And so for me, it seemed normal. I didn't know it wasn't normal until everyone told me I wasn't supposed to be doing that. But I actually love San Antonio, and I spent a lot of time hanging out downtown, the Riverwalk, and all of the good things here in San Antonio. So I liked it, even though I was bullied all the time. When I was a kid, people always assumed that I was a girl, or people would say, are you a boy or a girl? I always looked feminine and acted feminine. And so that I would get that everywhere I would go. And people would say, oh, you're going in the wrong restroom. You're not supposed to be in here. And then once they realized that I was a boy at the time, they would make fun of me and pick on me. And then I was bullied at school pretty much every day from kindergarten until I ended up dropping out later at the age of 14. So I was bullied every day by everyone, at school, at home, my teachers, kids. So that sucked. But besides that, I think I was okay. It could have been worse. Luckily, I didn't die. Well, you know what? My brother, so I shared a room with my two brothers, and we grew up pretty poor, and so we shared a room, and then we had bunk beds. And so my brother was in the top bunk, and I was in the bottom bunk, and I would cry myself to sleep every night. And my brother, even though he wasn't really supportive of necessarily me being trans or whatever it was at the time, he asked me one night when I was crying, and he's like, you're crying every night, and you're feeling sorry for yourself. Why don't you just stop it? And I was like, well, everyone hates me, and I hate school, and everyone's picking on me. And he says, yeah, but you're crying every night, and do you feel any better? And I said, no. And he's like, and you're complaining and feeling sorry for yourself all the time, and does it make you feel any better? No. He's like, oh, then just cut it out. So I was like, oh, you're right. It's not helping feeling sorry for myself. So I just figured, you know what? I'm just going to have to stand up for myself and just deal with it, because these are the cards that I was dealt. So he gave me strength at that time, when I was really, really young. That's probably, I was around maybe in 3rd grade. So he helped me, even though I was sharing a room with my two brothers, which didn't feel right, but he helped me. Well, back then it was the 80s, so I didn't know any other trans people. I didn't really even have any gay friends. I didn't know. I just knew at the time that I felt like a girl, and I wanted to be a girl, and I didn't see why I couldn't be. If that's what I wanted to be, I just thought, why can't I? If all my other friends were girls, and they're all wearing makeup, and they all have boyfriends, and they're doing whatever they want to do, I thought, well, why can't I? It didn't make sense to me that people said that I couldn't. I was like, well, watch me. I'm going to. So I just kind of forced my views on life on everyone around me, and I made them accept me without giving them an option. And it wasn't up for debate. So I just did it. I mean, I was pretty much around 3 years old. I remember back that young, and I remember feeling like a girl. I always felt the same way. And so I never saw myself as, oh, I'm going to be gay, and I like gay guys, and I'm going to date gay guys. Like, I just always thought, okay, I'm going to be a girl, and I'm going to date straight guys. And that's what I did. So it's pretty much from, I guess, when I was going through puberty, probably around 10 years old when I started to transition and let my hair grow. And I started trying to wear makeup maybe around 12 years old. And I tried to wear makeup in school, and they wouldn't let me, and so they would send me home, and then they wouldn't let me transition in school, so I ended up dropping out after 8th grade. So I started letting my hair grow out around 10 years old, and then my parents were, my family was cool, but I think they assumed that I was going to be gay, and their question was always like, well, when I started wanting to identify as female, they started just asking, well, why can't you just be gay? And my question was, well, why can't you just be gay? So I said, if you want to be gay, you can be gay, but I'm not gay. I'm a woman. I'm going to be a woman, and that's all there is to it. But that was around 10, and then by the time I was maybe in 6th grade, I started wearing makeup and started dressing kind of feminine. And then by 8th grade, I had long hair, I was wearing makeup. I tried to go to my school dance wearing a skirt and makeup, but they wouldn't let me in. So after that, I said, you know what, they're just not going to let me do it in school, and I'm just not going to go to school. And so after 8th grade, I was about 14, and I was living full-time as female at 14.
Wow.
It's a long time ago. I think it's great because I've always felt that I don't like to run away from a challenge or from a fight. I feel that instead of leaving, we need to be here to advocate for people like us and show them that we are here, we're not going anywhere. So I love it. I love being here. And a lot of people are actually really supportive and really nice, and people I think people are just afraid of what they don't know. And once they meet trans people, they realize that we're just like everyone else. So I actually love being here because we're making a difference by being here. Right now, I feel like we don't have equality. We don't have federal protections. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that we don't need protections from each city and each state. We need federal protections just like everyone else. We deserve equality and dignity and respect just like everyone else. The civil rights movement, from way back, didn't include us, and it still doesn't include us. And people don't realize that. People don't realize that LGBT people are not protected from discrimination at work and school, in housing and healthcare. I mean, people can deny us services, and there's really nothing that we can do on the federal level. So that's sad, because if it's liberty and justice for all, it's really not. It's liberty and justice for some. I guess I'm always hopeful. I think that I try to think positively and see the best in people, and I feel that people do have open minds when they're willing to listen, and people that aren't willing to listen, then I don't focus on them. I focus on the people that are willing to listen and do have an open mind. So I think people give me hope. My favorite thing about me is that I like being fearless, and I feel that if we could all be fearless and not worry about what other people think, then we'd all be happier. And I think just life would be better for everyone if we all minded our own business and didn't care what people thought. Then we'd all be fine. I like being fearless. You feel so much better when you feel like a weight is lifted when you can just be yourself and not worry about, well, what are people thinking and what are people going to say? And no one's really it's all in our own head. We all are our own worst critics. And so, some people may judge us, but for the most part, people are not going around judging anyone. It's in ourselves that we think we care too much about what other people think, and we shouldn't. I feel like the easiest way to come out about coming out for me, I think for anyone, is to just be yourself. If straight people don't come out and tell everyone, hey, everyone, I'm straight. They like who they like. They present themselves in whatever way they want to present themselves. They don't need to come out. And I feel like we don't necessarily need, everybody should do it however it's comfortable for them, but we don't need to come out and put a label on anything or anyone. If you present yourself how you want to be seen to the world, and you share your interests with people and who you're attracted to and things that you like, then they'll just know. And you don't even have to speak the words. You don't ever have to say, I'm trans. People will just know. And or gay or straight or whatever. You just be yourself, and that's the best way to come out.